Hey everybody, this is Michael Lee. I want to take just a minute and go over something that can be kind of confusing inside of Logic if you don't keep straight how it works. I want to talk to you a little bit about how buses work, both on the send and on the output of a track. This can be a little bit confusing because Logic uses the word bus and lets you assign it in different ways, and it does really different things. So unless you keep track of how you're using it and where you're using it, your mix can get kind of confusing sometimes. So I've got a project here opened up in front of me, and it's got some band tracks, it's got some background vocal tracks going on here, and then it's got a comped together lead vocal track. So the first thing we need to get straight is this word bus. All a bus means is it's a location that you can send multiple sounds to and it will mix them down together. So a bus just means a sound location. And we can send, if we send 15 different tracks to a bus, it will mix them all down together. So the first thing we're going to do with a bus is down here with the background vocals. I'm going to select all 4 of these background vocal tracks. And on the track output, where it's normally assigned to just the main stereo out, I'm going to click and hold. And instead of the output, I'm going to assign it to a new bus, bus 5. And you'll see that it gives me a brand new track over here. It's going to name it aux5. If you look up here, you'll see that the input for this new channel is bus 5. So remember, bus 5 means a mix location. So all 4 of these tracks now are going to into a mix location called bus 5, and then this new aux channel uses bus 5 as its input. Here's what this means. Instead of these 4 channels going directly to the main stereo output, they go through this channel strip now first. I'm going to rename this BGVs. This means a couple things. It means if I want to, I can control the overall volume of the whole group by raising and lowering just the single auxiliary channel strip that uses that bus. So that's the first usage of a bus. You can use a bus to group together the outputs of different tracks. But there's another thing you can do with a bus. I'm going to select all of these channels, and instead of the output, I'm going to come up here to the sends. You can see it labeled over here on the side. And I'm going to set all of these channels. Oh, it didn't like that. Hang on. There we go. I'm going to set all of these channels to send to bus 1 up here. Now, instead of using a bus on the output, I'm using it up here for the send. And what's going to happen is it's going to create a copy of the sound that's coming through this channel strip, and it's going to send that copy to this location, bus 1. And where is bus 1 going? Well, you can see on this channel strip over here that bus 1 is the input. So now a copy of every single channel here is being sent into this channel strip. What do I have on this channel strip? I've got a reverb. I have a Space Designer reverb. And by spinning this little wheel right here, I can control the volume level of that particular send. In other words, I can control how much of it gets sent over here to this bus location. The practical effect of that is when I turn up the level on this send, that channel will send more sound into the reverb plugin. So let's try this with the lead vocal. As I turn this up, oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong channel. I want to be over here on my comp lead vocal part. When I turn this up, you can see that when I turn it up here, more of it shows up in this channel strip over here. So that's the difference. I can use a bus in 2 different places. I can use a bus as an output for the whole channel strip, which lets me group together the outputs into a bus location to control groups within the mix. And the other thing I can do is I can use a bus up here on a send to create a reverb send or whatever other plug-in effect you want to use over here. Hopefully that straightens out the difference between buses on outputs and buses on sends for you. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email.